Hey family, quick check-in with some hard talk. If these videos hit home, here's how you can help carry the message further. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Pass it on to someone who's in a fight, someone who's been down but not out. Let's remind the world that our God has always used underdogs. Thanks for tuning in. Your support means the world to me. Here we go. A few minutes for us. Underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. Ever thought your struggles might be setting you up and not shutting you up? What if every delay, disappointment, or detour was God designing a bigger, better breakthrough for you? My name is Tony Lewis, and here I am again, y'all. And it's my plum-pleasing pleasure, as usual, to share with you today a few minutes for us. The U is for underdogs, and the S is for strugglers in the Bible. Today, we will give you, as usual, a snapshot of a scriptural character, the story in a picture, the struggle principle, the success principle, and the lesson to practice. You know, we got to do something. Of underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. Let me tell you about the 28 biblical characters we will look at today. The Israelites in Egypt. The Israelites in Egypt. Enslaved but elevated. Enslaved but elevated. Let me tell you about their story. It's in Exodus chapters 1 to 14. God's special people in a strange land. They settled safely in Egypt during a famine. They strongly survived and started spreading like rabbits. They soon were suppressed by a selfish Pharaoh who forgot Joseph. Their suffering started when slavery began. Their shouts and supplications went up to God for their sorrowful souls. God sent a Savior and raised up his servant Moses to speak, stand, and save his people. Check it out! Check it out! Their struggle, they went from freedom to forced labor. From freedom to forced labor. My God! They went through about 400 years of lockdown. They were slaves, sore and sad. They carried bricks, burdens, and beatings every day. My goodness, every day? Every day? Their baby boys were in big danger. Pharaoh wanted them all dead. Their backs were bent from heavy work. They were broke down, y'all. They cried out with broken hearts and bitter tears. Their faith felt fragile. They wondered if God still cared. Let me tell you about their success. They went from chains to celebration, from chains to celebration. God sent showdown signs and plagues and power with shame to Pharaoh. The Passover protected them with the blood on the door. Y'all remember that? God blew his nose and split the sea. Supernaturally, they walked on safe, solid ground. God gave them sweet manna, safe water, and shining fire to guide them. Their slavery stopped. God was sending them the special promised land. But what's the lesson? What's the lesson? Suffering may last long and strong, but God's salvation is stronger. Suffering may last long and strong, but God's salvation is stronger. When you struggle like the Israelites in Egypt, when you feel like you're going from freedom to forced labor and feel trapped by life's troubles, when you're facing seasons of struggle, seem like it's 400 years, when you feel like a slave, sore and sad, worn down by daily demands, when you feel like your life is just full of carrying a bunch of bricks, burdens, and beatings, heavy loads of stress, bills, or brokenness. When you see your baby blessings in big danger dreams threatened and your future is attacked. When your back is bent over under weight of work and worry. When you're crying out with a broken heart and bitter tears, wondering if God still hears. Remember when you succeed through your struggles like the Israelites did in Egypt. When you see God turn your chains into celebrations. Let me say that again. When you see God turn your chains into celebrations, when God sends you showdown signs, proving he's greater than every Pharaoh, problem, or power, when you experience the Passover protection of the blood of the Lamb, talk about Jesus, and he covers and keeps you from doubt and depression, when God splits the seas supernaturally in your life, making a safe and solid path through impossible places. My God, when he gives you sweet manna, when you're empty, safe water when you're thirsty, shining fire when you're lost. Ain't that good? Huh? When your slavery stops and God sends you into his special promises of peace, purpose, and provision. Let me say that again. When your slavery stops and God sends you into his special promises of peace, purpose, and provision. Won't he do it? But remember the lesson. Suffering may last long and strong, but God's salvation is stronger. Suffering may last long and strong, but God's salvation is stronger. To God be the glory. I'm out, y'all.